Alright, how's it going, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of my Aston Villa FIFA 16 Career Mode. Yes, it's time to start our new adventure here in FIFA 16 with Aston Villa, a side that is already in the BPL, but has been struggling for the recent years. And I think we're gonna do that with the transfer budget increase 60%. I mean, 60%, how much is that gonna be? I'm not quite sure right now, but we could buy a 5-star scout from that, because I'm not looking to splash out the cash anyways on any big players, at least not in the first season. I think that Global Transfer Network Scout is gonna help a lot as well. So with that 60%, we're gonna buy a 5-star youth scout, I guess. Let's pick Aston Villa right here. So we do have 21 million, which is quite a lot actually. We're gonna start off on world class though, not on legendary, because I'm not used to this game yet. We're gonna keep it on Sterling because we are in the Barclays Premier League. Gonna download the latest squads. Also gonna have European competition in the first season, even though we are not in either the Champions League or the Europa League. We're not gonna disable the first summer transfer window, so we might see a few ridiculous deals happen, which is a bit unfortunate, but if you pick a team like Aston Villa, you really, or just any smaller team I guess, you really need that first transfer window to pick up some talent early. Alright, so I just edited my manager I guess, but yeah, you really do need that first transfer window, because you can start building your team right from the get-go. And I mean, if you're doing a bigger team like, I don't know, like Chelsea, I think you could afford not disabling the first transfer window, because you already have big transfers made to the club, and you could keep it a bit more realistic. So I don't know, Man City aren't gonna sign Thomas Müller or something like that. But anyways, enough chit chat. Let's see our invite to the preseason tournament, which I probably won't play. I mean, there is some prize money, but we already do have quite a lot of money, so I'm good actually. So of course we're still gonna participate in one. I guess this one's quite fun because you do have 4 Bundesliga clubs there. It is also in Germany, and it's also the one with the most prize money, but to be honest, those few 100k don't really do a whole lot of difference. So let's just pick that one. Really doesn't matter too much. And there we are. 1st of July 2015. Let's check our emails. European International Cup. We'll be in a group with Hoffenheim, Club Brugge and QPR. Domestic Cup objective will be to reach the round of 16. Of course, Villa in real life last season got to the FA Cup final and got absolutely thrashed by Arsenal. And we should look for an attacking midfielder. I do have that position on my shortlist. First scout report has arrived. Okay, league objective. Finish mid-table. I think that's a good objective. I'm also aiming for mid-table. I'm not sure if we could get into Europe in the first season, because as you're gonna see, I'm gonna rebuild the squad quite a bit. At least that's my plan. And I think I'm gonna set up my shortlist now, just so you can see what kind of players I'm aiming for. Alright, so here's my shortlist, and here are a couple things I've written down that I really want to get already. And first things first, in the defense, a young goalkeeper for development. Guzan is not gonna do it that much longer for me, so Christian Walton is perfect. We can develop him for a couple of years, and I think in maybe 2 or 3 years with intense training, he can be a starting goalkeeper for us. Should be rather cheap right at start anyways. Then at right back, I also wanted a young right back who can pretty much already play rather regularly, and I think Dominic Iorfa would be the perfect one. You're gonna see his stats later on when I've scouted him, but he looks like a beast. And we have also a couple other options at right back. Definitely want a young centre back, although we have a couple good ones already. I think especially Michael Keane would be perfect right now, because he could also play regularly. And I might actually grab 2 center backs. I'm not quite sure yet. And also I wanted a young left back for development. We do have Jordan Amavi, who looks like he could be a great left back in the future, but still having another one to develop behind him wouldn't be too bad either. Also, in the midfield now, I do want a young CDM who can play regularly. And he has some really great options, especially Milinkovic-Savic, who really looks like the next Nemanja Matic, not only because he's Serbian, but he's very tall. He's also quite strong. Could be very decent. And here's a couple of options. I don't want to get too much in depth, I guess. But I also want a young centre mid for regular appearances. Also cams. And I actually might pick up 2 or 3 of those guys, because there are a few good options and I think they could make our team better. Some of them are really young, so we'd have to develop them for a couple of years. But I also have to see if I like Jack Grealish more on the wing or in the center. So if that's the case, I might actually look for a winger, although we have a few very good wingers. Also in the attack, I might actually pick up like not necessarily an old striker, but a more experienced striker in either Charlie Austin or Jordan Rhodes, who can pretty much score for us right away. And then I also have some younger prospects there in Tony Watt and Douglas Coutinho. So that's basically my shortlist for now. Now we're already talking transfers, but let's first take a look at the team that I'm looking to play for now. And at striker we have Ayu. So far I've gone with the 4-5-1. This could change as well. It all depends on which players we get in the transfer window. But for now it's Ayu up front, Grealish on the wing. I'm not sure if I might end up liking him more at cam. We also have Veritat in there, new signing for them. Looks like a very good player. Charles Hill, who they got from Valencia in the January transfer window, who also looks very solid. Westwood and Sanchez at the CDM positions, and then Amavi, the new man from France. I think he came from was it Lille? I think that's wrong, but I can't think of the club right now. Well, we also have Lescott, 32-year-old, very solid centre back, and then also Okore, who could be a great centre back for the future. I mean, look at that, 22 years old, already 77 overall. He could grow into a very good centre back. And then at the right back position, we're a bit light. We do have Bakuna in there, but I'm not sure if I like him enough, because we also have some very good right back options on our shortlist. On the bench we have guys like Abonlahor Adama, who looks very good, 19 years old, 71 overall. He's gonna get regular appearances for sure. Also Scott Sinclair could be a nice contributor for the club. Also Nzogbia, who's getting on with age a little bit. I'm not sure if I might move him on in this transfer window, get some money for him. We also have Clark, who is only 25 years old, so he could be also a very good option together with Okore, and also Mika Richards, 79 overall. Could be very decent. He's there for coming in either as a centre back or right back. And then also there's Bun, the backup goalkeeper. On the reserves we have guys like Hepburn Murphy, who looks like he could be a very good striker for the future. Only 16 years old and already 60 overall. If with some intense training, we could make him a world-class striker for sure. We also have guys like Gestede or Kozak. I might move on some strikers just because we have so many of them. There's also Joe Cole, of course, Green, Richardson, Sellers, a couple good options. Really gay. I'm not sure how he's on the freaking reserves, but he is. There's also Gardner, Hutton, Ilori, Philippe Zenderos, of course, 30 years old now. So I'm not sure what kind of future he has with this club. And then we also have reserve goalkeeper Sigris and Sarkic, and also Crespo, the 28-year-old centre-back, who can actually play as a fullback, which is pretty nice. But before we progress any further, let's try this training thing. So I'm gonna make a little cut here, and we'll be back once I've set this up. Alright, so I just set up the training session, we have Jack Grealish, Hepburn Murphy, Jordan Amavi, Adama, and Charles Hill. Of course, all young players. And we're going to simulate the drills. I'm not looking to play any of those skill games. Let's see how they're going to do. So, not the best, but Charles Hill with a nice B there. Amavi with an F in defending. Oh my god, that's not very good. Adama with a D. Grealish and Hepburn Murphy with a C. So that was the first time I used that feature. So I'm gotta get used to the stuff. Well, we do have our first game in the International Cup against Brugge. And we're gonna sim that match because I'm not quite interested in playing that. So, as you can see, I pretty much have a second team out, and we lost 1-0, isn't that just great? Oh my god, we're gonna go out in the groups, aren't we? Fuck's sake. Alright, so for this game against QPR, I pretty much went with my first 11, and look at that, Amavi picks up goal, let's simulate to the end, and Amavi picked up 2 goals. Wow, our fullbacks accumulate for 3 goals, isn't that just weird? So let's simulate this game against Hoffenheim as well. It's a draw. I think that... hopefully we're gonna be through. It would suck to go out. Oh my god, we did go out. For God's sake. Oh, why did we have to lose against Brugge? God damn it. So we did get almost £1 million, but that is not a great start to a manager career for Aston Villa, is it? Another training session. This time we have Veritode in instead of Charles Hill, on there, pretty much the same guys. And look at Hepburn Murphy going up in his stats. So looks like all the players on my shortlist are now fully scouted, so it's time to make some offers. Christian Walton, should we go all bargain on him and offer 500k, which is basically nothing for a very good young goalkeeper. This guy is easily my favorite right back on the shortlist, and I think he is a must sign. Once we see his stats, I think we're gonna know why. But he could be amazing. Michael Keane is a guy who I really want to sign. He could be one of the better centre-back prospects for, you know, lower English teams this year. I mean, look at that. 71 overall already, and you can grow him into a very decent player. He already has some good stats. He's 6'2", very good size, good marking, tackling, good strength, and jumping, and he's also not the slowest despite being 6'2", so we'll definitely offer 2 million for him. And even if they want 2.5, I'm still gonna offer that because he looks like a gem. I think Brandon Galloway could be a very good option as a backup left back because we lack that position right now, and I think a 700k offer could be a good start. So unfortunately Savage just joined Lazio, so we can't get him, which is very unfortunate. We'll keep him on the shortlist, but for now I guess let's go for Carolinity. The great thing is he only has 1 year left on his contract. Could be a very good player, 72 overall, at only 20 years of age. And looks like he's not gonna cost us too much. I mean, I'm very surprised at those price tags for all those very good young talents who do have a decent amount of potential as well. Here's a player who could go straight in the first 11. Nemanja Radoja from Celta Vigo just beat Barcelona yesterday. 4-1, can you believe that? And looks like we might have to pay around 8 million for him, which is very, very fair, to be honest. And I think let's just offer 8 million and see what happens. Here we have Rodrigo Dourado from the Brazilian league. He's more like a playmaking CDM. With still good size, unfortunately not too much strength with 64, but look at that passing, very nice, 80 short passing already, and some decent tackling stats as well, so I think we could make an offer for him. I mean, what could go wrong? Looks like we have to pay around 3 million for him. Let's try 2.4, go a bit lower than what the chief executive comment says. Viktor Kovalenko could be my favorite CM on this list. I mean, look at those stats, so well balanced, also has a nice shot on him, can kick free kicks as well. 70 overall already. I think we do have to go for this Ukrainian gem and offer 2.5 million for now. Now here we have 19-year-old Teddy Bishop from Ipswich Town, who could be a good option as well. Let's try to go very cheap for him at first, but I'm definitely looking to sign him. Eric Gutierrez is another very good centre mid option. He would be a bit more expensive than the other players, as he already has a 72 overall. That's 20 years old. So let's just offer 3 million for now, see what happens, see how much we do have to pay for him. Right here we have Zach Clow. I hope I'm saying that right. Who could be a very good option for the future. 66 overall at 20 years old. Has some decent stats on him. Not anything that blows you away besides the agility and balance. But he can also play at striker, at center forward. And let's see how much he might cost us. I don't think it's going to be too expensive. Yeah, right there. So let's go in with a 700k offer for now. As you can see, I'm trying to buy a lot of young players. That's just how I play career mode. Especially with a team like Aston Villa, you can do that really well, which is also why I decided to do them. Here we have another very interesting option in Charlie Telfer. He can play anywhere in the center department of the field. He needs some work with his passing though, with his short passing only 65 and his long passing only at 55, but his dribbling looks quite well already, and I think we could have a very good young talent here from Dundee United, get a Scottish player into the squad, and looks like he's not gonna cost us a fortune either. Let's try 200k offer, very cheeky, very cheeky. So I think Charlie Austin could be a very good option for us. I mean, he has been very good for QPR last year. He only has 1 year left on his contract, and we could pick him up very cheap. I mean, let's just put it for 3.5 right now. For Charlie Austin, how could you say no to that? So Tony Watt is another very interesting player. He has some good pace on him. He's 6 foot, so he's not the smallest, despite being pretty quick. He already has 72 finishing, which is very decent for a young player. 69 overall, so he could get some playing time with us, and 74 shot power, and also some good ball control and dribbling, which you want in your striker. So he's a Scottish player from Charlton, and looks like another bargain really. Let's try and snap him up for 1 million. And of course we have to get a Brazilian league player in there, and it's not Gabriel. It's Douglas Coutinho, who could be a very good option. As you can see, he is quite quick. He's not the smallest though, with being 6 foot, just like Tony Watt. 74 finishing, 77 dribbling. I think that's a big advantage over Tony Watt. And I think he could be another very good option. So it doesn't tell me how much I would probably have to pay for. So I'm guessing 1 million could be a good offer to start off, really. So if you guys want to see what happens to those offers, wow, look at that. Pogba goes to Arsenal for 50 million. Looks like this time Arsene Wenger isn't afraid to pay some money. Wow, look at that. And only 50 million as well. That's crazy. If you want to find out what happens to those transfer offers, you're going to have to check back for the next episode, because I think this is enough for a little introduction video, which is probably already way too long. But we also probably gonna get into the new season, as we pretty much have transfer business, and then we'll have the season opener against Bournemouth on Saturday, and then Man United right away. Wow. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this very first episode of the Aston Villa FIFA 16 career mode, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm so pumped for the series. I feel like this could be really a great career mode. And hopefully you guys will also have some fun with this. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any player suggestions. I mean, I'm always open to any player suggestions, and I'll take a look at them, see if they fit into the squad. And of course, I'll be very thankful for you if you can recommend me like a huge gem who I haven't even heard of yet. But that's it for episode 1, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.